Box office top 10 at 37. Old Man movie, Lactopolis,
That's
the order in which it
movie,
comes.
Lactopolis, I mean, it's mad. It's a stop motion animation about the fact that if you don't milk cows, they explode. And I think it has a kind of, I think it has a vegan agenda, but I'm not entirely sure. It is absolutely bonkers. And at the end, it turns into Texas Chainsaw Massacre meets Cowpocalypse.
Brian Tarnoff, runner-up, Best Older Critic, New Forest Film Festival 2011.
Oh, well.
Dear Snowball and Napoleon, watching this jolly Estonian stop motion, I did think that the English marketing had missed a trick in not naming it Old Man Movie, Lactopolis Cow. Exclamation
Very
mark.
good. Very good.
Or adding possible taglines, Shaun the Sheep meets Eraserhead, David Cronenberg's Peter Rabbit, does for animal husbandry what Evil Dead did for forestry. Honestly, though, it's not quite as extreme as that, or as extreme as the BBFC advice make it sound, but it is consistently daftly absurd and laugh out loud. Very saddened that I was the sole viewer in one of 2 screenings at my local house of picture. This deserves to find an audience for its anarchic, squelchy silliness.
Yes. The anarchic, squelchy silliness is about right.
Number 10, Sisu.
Which is really good fun. We've talked about the fact that it features somebody having a landmine thrown at their head. You jumped over number 22, which is Amanda, which is kind of interesting, quirky, oddball character comedy in the mould of those kind of Greek weird wave movies, although I think it's not quite as good as the best of those. But Sisu is really, really good fun, and it does feature a landmine being thrown at somebody's head.
Possibly for the first time.
Yeah, I haven't seen that before on screen. I'm sure somebody will correct me.
Number 9 in the UK is Hypnotic.
Hypnotic. It's funny because we've had a lot of emails from people that say it's absolute rubbish and I really, really enjoyed it. I mean, I did laugh. I have seen it twice because the second time I was writing a review and I wanted to make sure it wasn't just that the first time I was misreading how silly it was. It is properly silly.
Number 8, Zara Hatke, Zara Backer.
So not press screened, Hindi film. Would love to know if anyone's seen it. It is a romantic comedy.
Number 7 is Reality. Pesky 716, that's not really a name. Watched this film last night and loved it. This is how I wish more movies based on real events took place. Using the actual transcript so there's no room for dramatization or fluff. The acting is fantastic, and at under 90 minutes, I felt more tension than most Hollywood action blockbusters. And Green Giant says, considering the film takes place mainly in one room and on the lawn in front of the house, It was incredibly compelling. I'd recommend this film.
There is a weird, and it is coincidental thing happening, which is that obviously Reality Winner was charged.
I remember. So that is, just to remind me,
her name is Reality Winner.
Yeah.
Apparently, her parents wanted a real winner, and that's how that came about. And she was arrested under the Espionage Act for mishandling of classified documents. It is really fascinating that this film is in cinemas at exactly the same time that it looks like, and we are recording this on a Wednesday, the indictments against Trump in relation to the mishandling of classified documents may be coming sooner rather than later. And that provides a stark contrast in terms of those documents and the documents involved in the Reality Winner case.
So that's number 7. Number 6 here. Number 6 in the States as well, Super Mario Brothers movie. Number 5 here.
Go on, how are you going to say it?
Number 3 in America, I'm going to say it precisely as it's written and as it's said in the film, which is The Boogeyman.
Boogeyman.
Which is a new entry.
Yeah. I mean, so you spoke to the director, who I thought gave a very good account of himself.
Right.
There was the rather alarming story about terrifying the youngster with the dinosaur.
Yes. No, he dressed as a dinosaur
Yes.
to upset the 2-year-old, to make him really freak out on camera.
But it was okay because he asked the mum first.
Yes.
Which is, yeah. But I think he's a good director. I think that this is more generic than his previous work, Host. And what I hope is that in the future he gets the chance to make a big multiplex movie that is less generic in terms of, I mean, the title tells you everything. It's like calling, The Boogeyman is like, it's the archetypal fear of everything story. But I thought it was well done. And I think it's at its best when you don't see the Boogeyman.
Jonathan Root says, I enjoyed The Boogeyman last night. Not Rob Savage's best work. I think that's Host.
Yeah,
but I still have really enjoyed Dashcam and this. Rob uses decent characterization, cinematography and sound in a standard ghoulish story, whereas others can rely too much on blood and jump scares. Number 4 here, number 4 in the States, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Which I was really surprised by how affecting I found it. It has a very strong, it's not even a subplot, it's kind of really the main plot, which is about vivisection. And it's about the way in which experimenting on creatures is really horrible and tragic, and that's right there in the middle of this Guardians of the Galaxy movie, which up until now have been kind of largely defined by retro pop hits and sassy dialogue. So it surprised me. Sorry.
Number 3, Fast 10, your seatbelts.
And that is still the best joke that's been made. A friend of mine went to see it. And I said, what did you think? They said, well, I'd never seen another Fast movie. And I said, okay, did it make any sense? They went, no. I said, okay.
Yeah, but like I said, it's like The Archers. It doesn't matter if you've missed all of the others. You just join in.
You'd missed all the others as well,
yes.
right?
Yeah. The first one that I'd seen.
Yeah.
Just fine.
Cars go fasty fast.
Cars
go jumpy crashing.
And it's family, isn't it?
We need to get family merchandise. FAMBLY.
Yeah. Number 2 here, number 2 in America, The Little Mermaid.
So off its top spot, it still did pretty well in its opening weekend and has more than washed its face financially, has done well for Disney, as all the live action, in inverted commas, because there's an awful lot of CG in it, remakes have done. I hold that with all of them, I have yet to see a live action, in inverted commas, remake that can hold a candle to the, for the purposes of this sentence, cartoon originals, but it's fine. The performances are fun. It's, the central casting caused a lot of controversy, but for only amongst stupid people and racists. So, it's fine. Hannah is going to go and see it. You go and see it this evening, Hannah.
Who works on the show.
Fine. You'll be fine. It's fine.
Number 1 here, number 1 in the States, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Patrick C. So here we go. So
here we are. This is the hypheny. It's a hypheny.
It is a hyphen because it is a compound word.
Right.
Not an en-dash. Also, in the poster, it appears an interpunct was used.
What does that mean?
Well, exactly. There you go. It's an interpunct.
Is that like a steampunk?
It's a punctuation mark consisting of a vertically canted dot used for interword separation in ancient Latin script.
What?
So basically, it's not a hyphen because it's a box. It's basically a square. And that is an interpunct from the poster. So they don't even use an en-dash. They use a block, like a single square, and that's an interpunct.
Wow. So it is not an en-dash, it's not an em-dash, it's not a hyphen, it's an interpunct.
Yes. Rod says, could be Rod Al or Rod AI, which is disturbing, I don't know. This movie,
Hello.
You can call me Rod. This movie really made me realise what it is about the animated features of Spider-Man that succeed the live action.
Where the live action films don't.
Yes, exactly. Is that they both get the dynamic and intense feeling of swinging and gliding around in a way that the live action films can't, because no matter how good they get, there is always going to be a disconnect between the CGI and the actual actor that the animated films never have to worry about. It's amazing how exciting it is to watch them all swing and glide.
Yes, I agree. Is that finished, or is there more of it?
Well, there's another email, but now you go.
I agree with it, and that was what I was saying, that in the early Spider-Man, the Sam Raimi's, the swing and glide thing was precisely that point that you just made. And when you see the animations, which are brilliant, so we've had Into, Across, I think next is Beyond, because they're essentially taking the comic strip format and giving you that. It's incredibly visceral and really fast and really kinetic, and there's no disconnect between the action and the quieter sequences.
We have more correspondence.
I love Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I think it's really good, and it's terrific that it's number 1.
Excellent. And we have some more correspondence about Spider Interpunct Man. A bit later on. Okay, there just isn't time to fit them all in.
Can I just go back to, because he lost his dot and fell into a comma, is just...
Coming next, our special guests, who are Kelvin Harrison Jr. and Lucy Boynton. Thanks very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as we enjoyed making it. While you're here, check out all the other videos because they're cool too, aren't they?
Yeah, and if you want to keep up to date with everything Kermode and Mayo's take, then check out our social channels.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
I mean, I would. I have done.
Excellent.